So, anybody disagrees with birthright citizenship should be abolished, or that it should just stay the same? Ando, you want to go? Quiet.
Um, so my parents, they got citizenship after they had me. So technically, I wouldn't even be a citizen technically. So, um, I think I think it's fair. I think it's fair. I agree with it. Even though
Wait,
in
which
my situation, technically, I wouldn't be a citizen. Technically,
wait, which part you think is fair?
I think it's fair that people who have already gotten citizenship, they can stay here, but going forward, the people who are born here, they don't automatically get citizenship.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I think the courts like ruled that he was an American citizen, so it's kind of like they kind of went back on what they first ruled for his citizenship here. But I don't know. I guess for me, it's just like, what harm are these? What like the is birthright citizenship like the main priority right now to fix America? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, what harm is it actually doing? And why is there so much emphasis in like need to get all these immigrants out? And it's like, are they really causing all this trouble and
100%.
causing? Okay, well, enlighten me on that. Enlighten me on that. I mean, I
Well, one of
understand
the
that
reasons that we
there's
had to establish the Lake and Riley Act was because you had illegal migrants that was not supposed to be here killing American citizens.
okay.
And,
So
and,
what
and
is
and
the
another thing that is happening is that in blue cities, places like Chicago, Los Angeles, they have vowed not to work with the Trump administration. So let's say, for example, New York, right? In New York, there has been billions, literally with a B, over the last 4 years, billions of dollars spent to make sure, and this is money that is getting taken out of your taxpayer dollars, both federal and state, depending on where you live at. Billions of dollars has been spent to accommodate people that's not supposed to be here. Now, multiply that times 20, 30 years, and you got trillions and trillions of dollars that has been spent on illegal migrants. Because the true cost of an illegal migrant is not just what it is that they take out of the American economy and send it back home. It's not just based off of resources and jobs that they take from American citizens. It's also the resources that we don't account for. So, for example, over in New York and Chicago and Los Angeles, because they were sanctuary cities, if an illegal migrant got arrested, they did catch and release. And they got the Safety Act over in Chicago to where they don't charge them. So then they become MIA. They move from state to state, city to city, and then when they commit a crime, they were supposed to report them to ICE so that they got deported, but they didn't. So then they come over and they multiply. And what happens is you start to see resources taken up from your schools. You start to see resources taken up from police officers and that true cost. You're talking about infrastructure like what happened in Springfield, Ohio, where you had 40,000 people come over there and then they completely messed up the infrastructure, multiple different accidents. People was getting killed. So many different reports of
what
things
can
happening.
I ask you a question real quick? Where's the data that supports your claim that illegal immigrants commit all these crimes? Because from what I'm looking at, it's saying that immigrants are actually less likely to commit violent crimes than native born citizens. And
They are less. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
it actually also shows that there's no reliable evidence that shows that illegal undocumented immigrants are committing all of these violent crimes. So I'm just like, where is that coming from, and where's
Well,
the proof
first of all,
Well,
that?
the research you're
hold on, hold
doing
on, hold
is
on, hold
very
on. Let
general.
me just add this. The first crime that they committed was coming over here illegally because you can't do
Okay,
that
sure, okay,
anywhere else.
but I think
That's the
also
first thing. That's the
okay, but
first thing.
wait, but I think the concerning thing, I understand that, yeah, there is a due process that should be happening, but I think what we're
You
seeing
don't
is
get due
that
process if you're not a citizen. There
what
is no due process in any other
what I'm
country.
saying is
If
that
you
first it was
overstay your welcome, then you get the fuck out. Ain't no due process
So
nowhere in
first
the
it
world.
was about, okay, cool. So first it was about getting the illegal immigrants that were gangs, or I'm sorry, that were committing gang violence and that were doing all of these illegal crimes. But what we're seeing are people who may have not been able to get their citizenship, but are working, are upstanding, are doing what they need to do. Why are we going for them in such a rigorous way as if these are the ones that are committing the crimes and not focusing on the actual criminals that you claim all these
They're
illegal
a
immigrants
criminal the
They
minute
are
you step
criminals,
up.
though,
Hold on, hold
Jazz.
on.
But
You're a
They
what I'm
are
criminal
saying
the
is,
criminals.
minute you
you're
a
calling them
criminal
a
the minute that you
criminal.
step over here illegally.
What?
The-
Okay,
Well, well,
what I'm saying
well,
is
well,
this.
I-
Sure, it
yes.
was a crime. Sure, I get the aspect that it was a crime for them to come here illegally. But the crimes they committed once they got here, right? Is
So
there
we
any
gotta
type of
wait for you to do
is,
something against another American
no? But what
citizen.
I'm saying is, no. What I'm saying is it okay for us to
Well,
differentiate the citizens that came here illegally and maybe they're trying to get their citizenship? Isn't it okay?
Jazz, they had plenty of time to get their citizenship. That's the thing. Most of those people that you see that are crying and carrying on, they had missed their appointments to go. I don't know about you,
I
if
get
I knew
that.
that
Oh,
Orange Man was
you
coming
missing
in
another
office,
step, Kelly. You
I
missing
get that,
another
but
step.
these
yeah,
aren't
they didn't show up to their
Wait.
appointment.
You missing another step. Before they were even designated as criminals, because their crimes often go unreported because they were scheduled to be deported, they skipped their hearing with a judge. So they skipped their hearing with immigration judges, and the majority of these people are running around MIA. And so you're telling me that we're supposed to wait for them to do something against an American citizen in
no.
which the mayors and the governors of these sanctuary cities and states have vowed not to even report them to ICE. And I find that mighty, and honestly, I
Why
find that
don't
so,
they?
I
I'm just
find it
I'm just saying, like, I feel like we
the
need to
reason that
focus
they don't
more
is
on
because
the
they don't like
violent
Trump. It's
criminal.
because they don't like
They
Trump.
are violent criminals, though,
It's
Jazz.
They
because they don't like Trump.
Every illegal
Here-
immigrant here is a violent
here's the thing.
criminal.
I'm not saying
Here's the
every. I'm
thing.
saying in
Hold on,
Maryland,
hold
they
on.
we
Here's the
gotta
thing
do
that
one
I'm trying
mic.
to understand from you, Jazz. For a person that's so black,
I'm not trying to argue with you. I'm just trying to understand.
I'm not
Okay.
arguing with you either. I'm asking you a question in the
I'm
same
coming
way that
from a
you asked me a question.
humanitarian point of view. You know what I mean?
I don't look at it from a humanitarian point of view.
I understand. That's
I look
very
at it for who's best for America. Let me ask you a question. For a person that is so pro-black, to know that there are resources being removed from communities that often at times pro-black people say are underserved,
Mhm.
how can you not want people that are here illegally and it's taking taxpayer dollars out of these communities to be deported so that we can start using the money for things that's more conducive?
No, I personally did not like the way the illegal immigration or like how they dumped all of these immigrants here, and then they started to take resources from our neighborhoods. I think there should have been a better process for that, but I don't think that it's also right for them to run up on people that are at work or in their
why
homes
not?
that have lived here for so long and
Jazz, if
hand,
you break the law, they're gonna run
They
up to your
they will
job
do
and
that
lock you
to
up.
us. They do that
Yeah.
to our
If
people all the time, Jazz.
Yeah,
that
They do
they
that
have
to
no
our
problem
people all the
stopping a
time.
graduation to arrest me if I was in college and I robbed a bank.
You
I don't
miss
care.
but we
child
don't see them.
support payments. They running up on you. You miss
So
your
they're
court
not
date.
finding.
You got a warrant on you. They coming running up on you.
I
I've
think it's
seen
And
it
smart.
they have no
with my own
problem
eyes. Black
I
separating
mean,
our
people.
families.
what I'm saying is that, like, I'm seeing like mothers being torn in the streets from their children. Like, it's just like
Good.
that's a
They don't
human.
do
Good.
that.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Hold on,
Good.
hold on.
Like,
Hold on,
isn't there a better way to go about this? Is
hold
this
on,
really the
y'all.
best
Hold
way
on,
that
y'all.
America can go about this? Like,
Hold
I
on, y'all.
understand if these.
Jazz,
I
they got
understand.
$1,000 to go
Hold
home.
on, y'all.
We
Hold
They
gotta
on,
got
do
a
y'all.
thousand dollars.
Can you
Nobody,
shut the fuck up?
nobody hear us if everybody is over talking.
Hey, if y'all think this is the
Hold
way
on,
to go
hold on.
about it,
Just
Hold on, y'all.
relax.
We gotta do a mic.
So
this
I
is
wanna
very.
allow Jazz to finish her point, and then
I
Kelly.
don't have a point. Y'all know way more than me on this topic. All I'm just saying
You
is
just asking questions. You just
as I'm
asking questions.
viewing.
It's cool. But what I'm saying is, we gotta be able, because nobody can hear anybody if everybody over talking at
Yeah,
the same time. Is all I'm saying.
I'm sorry. Have I been cutting everybody off? Was it me?
No, it's not you. Just
Oh,
you good.
okay.
You good. It's
Okay.
nobody. It's not a big deal. I just want to
Oh,
establish. You know what
okay.
I'm
Yeah.
saying, to make
So
sure we have a good
I'm just
conversation.
saying from like a humanitarian. I am frustrated by the way that the whole thing was administrated, like with the illegal immigrants being here or them dumping them here and them having them on the streets here in Chicago. Like there was no real process. I do also believe that there should have been a vetting process if we're going to try to bring people over here that are seeking asylum, we should be vetting them a lot better because we don't know who we're bringing over there. I guess my point of view, or bringing over here, I guess my point of view is there a better way to go and round up the illegal immigrants that have been here, that have not committed any crimes, that have not done anything, to harm society, and see about their due process in a better way, as opposed to ripping them from their jobs, ripping them from their children in the middle of the street, throwing them in the back of, paddy wagon trucks. They're not even handling the violent criminals like this. From what I've seen, I don't know. And then I guess, Anton, you're saying because every illegal immigrant that does a crime, they don't get caught, they don't get documented. I don't know. What does that say
Jazz,
about our
Well,
law enforcement here? But
I can speak
I
to
just feel
that.
like I just feel like there could be a better way.
There is
To
a
go
better
about
way. There is a better way. Over since Trump has been in office, what was it, January to now, almost 1 million people have self-deported. They took that $1,000 and went back home. When the deporter in chief, Barry Soetoro, Obama was in office, it took him, what was it, 8 years to deport, what was it, 5 million, almost 6 million. So in 6 months, we got 1 million people that chose to go home. So people are self-deporting. So what I think what's
Yeah.
going on, like you're seeing, like in the media, like, oh, they're deporting people from their graduations and this, that, and the third to make it look a certain type of way. Again, almost 1 million people. Because I didn't even know this, y'all. I'm not even gonna hold you. I was kind of disappointed in Trump. I was like, more people need to be getting up out of here, because I still be seeing a bunch of them. I'm not even gonna lie. But when I read almost 1 million people self-deported in 6 months, I said, oh, that's a lot. So
And when
I get what you're saying, but the better way is them self-deporting. That's the better way.
Yeah. Or the better way was to do it the right way.
and
I feel
I
like
don't
They should have did it the right way, Brittany. I'm with
I
you.
feel like
Yeah.
I just feel like, and
yeah.
I'm from the Bay Area. Like, I get it. I grew up with all different cultures, all different races. So I do understand how it looks. But I also feel like I know a lot of people who did it the right way, who feel as though it's kind of disrespectful to them because they had to go through a process. They had to go through it the right way, and they did it the right way. And they had their kids here after doing it the right way. So it's kind of like a thing where it looks a certain way, but it wouldn't have had to look that way had they have done it the right way in the first place. So I just feel like we're always missing a step. We get to it's bad. It looks bad. It's it's mean. It's this, and it's just like, did it
And
have
they
to
are
be that
and
way?
they are committing these crimes, and these crimes are not making mainstream media. Like, I
Yeah.
live in PG County, Maryland. I'm telling you, this friggin' is MS-13s. They've been cutting up since forever. Mika, you in the chat, tell them I'm telling the truth, Mika. I know you watch it. They've been cutting up for a minute. That whole thing with Arbrego Garcia, y'all know all about that. That dude was 2 towns over from where I'm from. I covered one story. It was a woman. She was special needs lady. She was great and unalive. Her name was Kayla Hamilton. Was great and unalive by an MS-13 illegal immigrant that was 16 years old. Y'all, they knew the dude wasn't illegal. They knew the dude was a MS-13 member, and they still let him register to go to the local high school while he was a suspect in this woman's grape and unalivement, never notified the school. So you have a MS-13 member that's awaiting trial for a grape and unalivement, and the whole friggin' school board, everybody in the school didn't even know. You had, the story about the woman, Rachel Morin. There was a woman out in Indiana, black lady, Chanty Dixon. She was great and unalived. Her dead body was great by a Uber driver. So this Uber driver was an illegal immigrant, took a job from an American citizen being an Uber driver, kill her, unalive her in the middle of the night, grapes her dead body. Like, all these, like, I'm telling y'all stories that y'all know about the woman, the black lady that was murdered by the 6 illegal immigrants. So there are crimes that are happening, but you're not seeing them on the mainstream media like
Yeah,
that. And it's
and there are even
about
more happening. There are even more
Correct.
happening amongst American citizens with Uber drivers
Right.
and things like that. I do have a question real quick. So it's like we're saying we want to get all the illegal immigrants out of here, even the ones that have been here on work visas, whatever. We know that, America is very slow to the process of even getting them their rightful citizenships. So if we take all of these illegal immigrants out, right, that are, say, are on work visas, working the farms, picking the cherries, working in the service industry, working in all of these fields, are we ready as Americans to supplement that loss? Because these are the people that are actually working and willing to work in these industries. I don't see a lot of black people. I don't see a lot of white. I don't in these particular fields, lined up, ready to go pick some cherries to give to the grocery store or what have you. So
Well, they're not going to line up because they're being undercut, though. But to what you were saying, Jazz, Trump even said they're not even getting deported. The people that's working in these farms and these people in the hospitality, they're not even coming at them right now. So
that's what I'm saying.
They're not even deporting them.
I get what you're saying, but they will be, right? Especially there are a lot of people that are on TikTok right now, these business owners that are on their construction sites in tears because they don't have any more workers. They're hitting up these people.
Wait. But I think that's cool. For them to suffer. I think that the businesses should suffer also. And the reason that the businesses should suffer is because they committing fraud. They hiring people that they know is not legal. They're then getting a leg up against other construction companies that do deserve the work, that hire American workers, that have union workers, but instead they're undercutting and they're saving money on taxes. They paying these people under the table and they committing fraud by hiring the wrong people in order to get a leg up so that they can have a more thriving business and be more competitive in the industry. For the Democrat Party that wants to pay everybody a livable wage, it's funny how they use another form of slavery to justify keeping people over here to pick cherries.
Yeah.
No, that's not another form of slavery. We
Correct.
actually need that.
Is
We actually need that to
What is it?
contribute.
Hold on.
We
What is
actually
it
need
then?
that to
Like,
contribute
if
to
it's
the
not
food
that, what
industry.
is it?
Wait, real quick, Alex, because I wasn't even done. It's to say that it's in comparison to slavery is kind of like just off, because we actually need people on the farms, in the fields, that are helping us with the produce to sell to grocery stores that we buy from. So I'm just asking, do you know a lot of American citizens that are willing to take those particular jobs? And I didn't just say working working on a farm, or handling produce in that way. I'm talking about service industry jobs. A lot of those big high-end restaurants, they're bussers, they're chefs, they're barbacks. Those are usually Latino men and women, you know what I'm saying, that may be illegal. So all I'm saying is this: if we're gonna get
So
them out,
pay them a cheaper wage and have them do the jobs that other people don't want to do because we don't want to do business the right way.
And
what I'm
Jazz, there were
right.
Americans doing it before they got
It
here.
just makes more room for
saying,
our
not
people
the
and
same
other
amount
people
of
that are.
Americans doing them,
It makes
and they
more
always
room
do.
for our people and other people that are unemployed right now, because the unemployment rate is extremely high, and we still need it to go down
Unemployment rate
more
is
than what it's
down.
been.
Yeah, I was just about to say the unemployment rate
Jobs
is
is
actually
booming.
down.
The economy is booming. Jobs is
And
booming.
and Jazz,
But
and
it's
Jazz.
booming. But
We
that's
got
the
to do the
reason
right.
why it's booming, is because they're going back home.
But
They're
even
sending them.
before,
They done already started sending people back home. People started opting in to go back home. The more people that go back home, the more jobs are going to be available, and it's going to be able to weed out all of the places, like Anton was saying, that was committing fraud. Those places that start falling apart, then that makes room for the people that want to open up their businesses, the ones that
I
are
don't,
getting rejected and everything right now with business loans and everything like
Maya,
that. They have more options and more availability for them with the resources, and it'll be taken away from the people that are not doing right by the
And Kamaya,
laws.
I don't think.
you missing
Can I
something
respond
too.
real quick, Kelly?
Go ahead.
No, I don't think that all these immigrants. It's hard for me to believe that Americans are missing out on barback jobs at restaurants.
That's
They're
because you
not.
got a
It's
job,
hard.
Jazz.
No, no,
You
no,
got
no.
a
But
job though. You got a
you gotta
job.
understand. I have a job, but I worked in the service industry. I worked in the
Correct.
service
And I
industry
have as
for a
well.
very
And people are
long time.
suffering.
So I
People,
believe, wait, can I finish? Can I
Hold on,
finish?
hold on, come on, hold on.
That's not
Let me quarterback this thing. Y'all gotta let Jazz finish her point. All right, y'all can't just.
Please.
I stopped.
Uh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, we're just engaging. So I've worked in these industries, right? And I've seen it from start to finish, whether it's a small industry or a larger restaurant retailer. Those particular jobs, the people who go for those jobs, they're not American citizens lined up for these particular jobs. And in fact, a lot of American citizens look down on these particular jobs. You take any American citizen to a restaurant, it's somebody in there looking down on a server, looking down on a service industry worker. So are you really telling me that once we get all of these illegal immigrants out of these jobs, that now all of these American citizens are going to be so excited to take them? If American
Yes.
citizens, since y'all say, but wait a minute, since y'all say this is our land and everything is for us, if they really wanted those jobs, what prevented them from getting them first? They weren't being looked over.